For any kind of question, right, when you see questions like this, the first thing I would do is to key in calculator and find the answer first. Okay, so you don't straight away jump and see what's what, but this is what I'll do instinctively. Firstly, I'll just store my value in. You take your GC out. Okay, so I mentioned this before. You can store z as 1 plus 2i. So you see this z here. This z here is the green color z here, right? So you can just alpha z, press this down. You see storage, you press storage. You put an arrow. Oh, check. Actually, no, I put wrongly. You should put 1 plus 2i first. Key in 1 plus 2i. And then you put the storage, then you just assign it to z. That is usually the first thing I do. So when I key in, this will be my z. Then what I like to do is I like to take z square. Then I just eyeball it. So z square is this value here. Then 1 over z cube would be 1 over z cube is this value here. Okay, so that's what I meant by most complex number question you can actually check using a GC. Okay, so that's the whole point, right? Bro, when you're 3 years old, okay, maybe 3 years old, no lah. Maybe you're 7 years old, 8 years old, maybe 8, 9 years old. When your parents ask you not to do something, what do? You do something lah, heck, right? They ask you don't use calculator, you freaking do it, right? You use calculator, check the answer first. You see, that's what I do. I didn't even read that line. I know to check the answer, right? So use GC to check the answer first. Like that. Okay, then you just expand. You slowly expand it. Remember, I square is -1. So now we want the reciprocal of z cube. So obviously what we need to find is find z cube first, right? Find z cube first. So z cube will just be z multiplied by z square. So this guy will just be z, which is 2 plus 2i, multiplied by -3 plus 4i. Now, don't go into this blindly also. It's very comforting to know that you're working, like in exam, if you can check your answer, please check. Okay, so you put z cube, alpha z cube. You know that this is -11 over -21. Okay, to find z cube, you just take the reciprocal. This one by now you should know that we use conjugate pair because we want to use a square plus b square. -11 plus 2i is -11 plus 2i . So this guy will be a grand total of -11 square plus -2 square. Okay. I like to use this one, so which is z conjugate is a square plus b square. But if you don't want, you can just expand as per normal. Fine as well. Okay, but can also be like that, -2i square. Okay, you can do that. So this will be -11 plus 2i. Then this is -11 plus 2i. 1, 2, 1 plus -4i square, which is 125. That's it. Okay, so you just see this one. This is real, meaning to say the imaginary part is 0. So p z square plus q z cube. We get p z square plus q 1 over z cube, right? This is real. So you just make sure the imaginary part is 0. Substitute it in like that. This one, 3p plus 4pi minus 11 over 125q plus 2 over 125qi. Like that. If this entire thing is real, okay, meaning to say the imaginary part is 0 . That's all. There you go. Then you just what do you call it? They want q in terms of p. Okay, this is the answer. Then basically you also want this in terms of p. So just substitute into this guy because it is 0. Okay, done.